Hi everybody, now I'm here, and today we're going to be doing Magic with board games, and today's board game is Dominion. And if you happen to like Dominion, you probably know that there's a bunch of expansions. Most of these cards come from the Dark Ages expansion. We do have a base set card in here. But anyway, so alright, first things first, we have a stack of 5 cards. I do want to show you all 5 cards. The important thing to note is their costs. They have ascending or descending costs. So this is Mystic, it costs 5. This is Fortress, it costs 4. This is Village, it costs 3. This is Squire, it costs 2, and this is the Poorhouse, it costs 1. Alright, cool. So that's everything that you need to know. Now, I do want to play these cards in a certain sequence, basically that will let me play all of the cards. So if I show you that the Mystic's on the top and the Poorhouse is on the bottom, they're both actions. All the cards are actions, but I do want to play the Mystic first because it gives me more action, so I can play the rest of the action cards. Okay. However, I don't want to play the Poorhouse first because there's actually no action there, so that wouldn't allow me to play anymore. But first we want to do some shenanigans with the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Mystic and I'm going to place it underneath the Fortress, which is the card that costs 4. Okay. So I've gone ahead and placed it there, but believe it or not, with a magical snap, that's actually going to bring up the Mystic back up to the top. Okay. And here, we can go ahead and do that again. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Mystic, place it underneath the Fortress. Okay. And magical snap, and believe it or not, that's actually going to bring the Mystic back up to the top. Now, you're probably thinking, oh man, there's too many cards in his hand and you can't follow along. So we're just going to go ahead and play the Mystic, so that'll give us another action. So we can play another action card, and that will allow us to now play the Fortress. But of course we can't play the Fortress until we do some shenanigans with it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Fortress. I'm going to place it underneath the card that costs 3, which is the Village. Okay. So go ahead and place it there. Snap my fingers. Believe it or not, the Fortress is actually going to come back up to the top. See that? It still costs 4. And now it's its turn to play, and we're going to get 2 more actions. So we've got a bunch of actions. I think we should be able to play the rest. But now we want to do some kind of different shenanigans. So now if I show you all of the cards, we've got the Squire here, the Village here, and the Poorhouse here, and they're all face up. But if I go ahead and grab the Village and I place it in between the Poorhouse and the Squire, and I close it up. Wait, were you paying attention? Did I put it in face up or face down? Actually, regardless, I can find out if I just go ahead and shake a little bit. This is actually going to show that I placed it in the pack face down. So here's the Poorhouse, the Squire, the Village is here. That's okay. If you missed that, we'll do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and place all of the cards face down, or at least you think I did. But I'm going to go ahead and close the packet up. I'm going to give it a little shake. And believe it or not, you'll actually see that the Village is now the only card that's face up. And so that is the Village. Now we've got 2 cards left that we want to play, the Poorhouse and the Squire. And we do want to play the Squire first. We do want to save the Poorhouse for the end. But so first things first, we still have the Squire on top. So now if I go ahead and grab the Squire and I place it on the bottom. Okay. So now where would you say the Squire is? If you said the bottom, you're incorrect because the Squire is actually still on the top. Now here's the thing. If I go ahead and I clearly go ahead and I grab the Squire and I place it on the bottom, okay, it's definitely not the top card, and I do a magical shake, where would you say the Squire is? If you said the top, you'd be correct, but I think most people would think it's probably on the bottom still because, look, here's the Squire. So here's the thing. Let's pretend that after doing all of these shenanigans, you know, my opponent's fed up, and I just make a deal with them, and I tell them, hey, if you can guess the cost of this card, the card that's in my hand, you'll win the game. That's it. So pretty much I just give that offer to them. So they think that I have the Poorhouse in my hand. So they're probably going to guess 1 to win the game. And if you guessed 1, you would be incorrect. This is a magic trick. You probably figured that part out. But if you actually guessed any number, you would actually still be incorrect because the final card that is in my hand is actually the trash card, and that actually has no cost. And this is really just not even a card in the game. It's actually just something to mark a pile with. And so there it is. And the other 4 cards are here. Okay, and there we go. And that is that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.